Hello everybody. It is Thursday the 21st of March. I want to talk about the Golem and his masters. The man of clay, the man of dust, and those that are the masters over him, that animate him into action. Now I've looked up the word Golem and it is exactly what I thought it was. Now, in mythology, Hebrew mythology, the golem is a creature formed out of a lifeless substance, such as dust or earth, is brought to life by ritual incarnations in sequence of Hebrew letters, and then the golem brought into being by a human creator, yeah, becomes a helper, a companion, or a rescuer of an imperiled Jewish community. So that is mythology. In modern terms, the word golem is used, you describe somebody as golem. It could mean they're dumb and helpless, or they're in apathy and in a stupor. Yeah, they're not moving. So that is golem. Now, the spiritual wickedness that is in this world at the moment is that they that think themselves the enlightened masters have created golem, but not out of something inanimate, but out of a living being, by sucking the life out of them. That is what they have done. And that is spiritual wickedness. They've created a man of dust out of something that had life. In the beginning, in the Bible, and if you understand that, yeah, is when God breathes his life into Adam. It is a thought, it is an intention that will make Adam move. Yeah, and Adam is within the will of God, and he receives his life by serving the intention of God. That's what animates him, gives him life. And that is exactly what they're doing. They created a man that is dumb and in a stupor, so that they can animate them. We do not move by ourselves. And here's the thing, we have no intentions of ourselves. That is the biggest problem. So why? I mean, we may have intentions, we have dreams, we have visions, something where we want to go, but we're not going there. And that is how they suck the life out of us. And that is just the thought of you can't. You cannot do it. It's money. You have no money. And you're nothing in this world without money. Again, there you are, you're nothing. Of course, they are the printers and the givers of money, and you will get it if you are in service to them. So that's one thing. And the other thing is being driven into the view of this world as being purely materialistic. So all that spiritual, spirit creating outcomes, being the mover in this world, no, forget it. That's just hocus pocus. Doesn't exist. So that's another way of keeping you down. And then if you're a Christian, we're going to a completely different level. And that is, you say the spirit is real, but not for yourself. Yeah, you cannot have a desire for yourself, but everything must be done in service to a greater, higher being than yourself. Yeah, and if you want anything for yourself, you will go to hell. And all of these things are keeping us down. Keeping us down because we have made it a reality. We say that is who we are. And we're not that. As I said, we are living beings. We have life. And that life has been sucked out of us until we become the man of clay that can be moved by a higher authority. And there's another thing that is completely wicked, that is really wicked. And that is, especially if you look at what happened in the last few years, or what's happening at the moment, the way they move us, yeah? They give us an intended outcome, and we're joyfully working toward it, doing as we're told. You know, you must do this, that, and the other to get you to this outcome. And we believe them, and we go and do it. But they're always telling us that we are doing something good. Yeah, the outcome is going to be good. It's going to be, you're saving people. You're saving the planet. Yeah, there will be increased health and everybody will be happy in the end, which is what we want, and it is good. But once we do those things, that is not the outcome. It never is. I mean, if you look at the pandemic, yeah, you do all these things and people's lives will be saved and there will be increased health and everything will be fine. None of those things happens. There is not increased health. Actually, it's quite the opposite. What did actually happen is that a few people got an awful lot richer, and there were laws created that make them more powerful. That is what did happen. And say, you know them by their fruit. That was their intention, and we did the works that led to that outcome, thinking we were doing something else. And that again is spiritual wickedness. To make a being believe it's doing something good when it is actually, its actions are going to work destruction. That's been deceiving on a really high level. So for us to know that we have life, yeah, and that is that we can receive for ourselves. And that is what should animate us, to know that we can receive for ourselves, which was, again, it's the central point in Christianity. It's the central point of the Hermetics. That is the entire Hermetic knowledge. To be the creators of outcomes, which is what they're doing. They are the creators of outcomes. They've created us into pawns to do the works. So for us to be the creators of outcomes, then first of all, know that you're being given, know that you're being given, and know that you are loved. That is something we absolutely need to, and that was probably the greatest wickedness of all, that they made us believe that God does not love us, that the Creator does not love us because we are not perfect, whilst they are wonderful light beings that will receive it all. And again, it's not what it says in the Bible. I've heard it said, in videos, unconditional love means you can only love that which is perfect. Which, yeah, I mean, to me, that is as conditional as you can get. So unconditional love gives to all, and it does not judge, and that is exactly what it says in the Bible. Yeah, the Father does not judge, it gives to all. That is unconditional love, and then you are loved. I think that is the one thing we really need to know. We say there is no love in this world. That is because we don't know it. It's here, but we don't know it because we've been told we cannot receive because we are so sinful. But I mean, how do we work this? This knowledge was supposed to be given to all. Yeah? Spread the gospel, spread the good news. And that was the good news. It was not all of you go and nail yourself to a cross and be slaughtered in the service of something else greater than yourself. Lay down your life for something greater than yourself. Yeah, if that had been the good news and people had received that joyfully, there would have been something seriously wrong with them. The good news was you can receive. You will receive. That was the good news. That was the gospel. So how do we use that? Again, being faced with all possibilities without going insane, as they have done. I mean, they are clean insane. And again, there's something in the Kabbalion which they seem to have conveniently overlooked. And that it states clearly that elevating yourself into all, first of all, makes you unfit for life here. And secondly, it will lead to insanity. And I think this world at the moment is living proof of that. They're fried. And I'm kind of wondering if that knowledge was given all that time ago to separate the wheat from the tares. Yeah? Those that would only see in that teaching, well, I am a God, I can do whatever. I'm elevated above the rest now because I've got that knowledge. And the book, again, clearly says it was not given to rule over, but to serve. Again, another line they apparently didn't read. But they only saw what they wanted to see. And that is, oh, I'm elevated. There's a way. And I shall be the ruler of this world. And the rest is but dust, there to serve me. They think themselves the enlightened one. According to this world, they are actually the tares. So how do we work this and become the wheat? And to my mind, that is just simply keeping it real. Staying grounded in this world. What actually serves this world? What would serve yourself? Receive that which will serve you. You need food, you need electric, you need oil. You need connection with others. You absolutely need that. That is food for the spirit. The joyful connection with others. So you need to grow in empathy and grow in getting to know each other, to interact with each other in the correct way without hurting each other, born out of ignorance mostly. We can ask for all of those things that would make us better beings. Well, it is giving to the flesh, obviously, the needs of the flesh, the food, the warmth, the shelter, all of that. And what it is we truly need on the spiritual, the knowledge that we need on the spiritual level. And that is how to connect to each other and how to give to each other. And then if you ask and you know you have received it, it will be yours. But that is really standing, going from what we are, what we can see right now as right and wrong, being grounded in that knowledge of right and wrong, and asking for that which will serve, not to rule over the world. And that is each one of us in their own little surroundings. Because this is where we know what is what. We don't know what is what in Africa. And we don't know what they need in Africa, not from here. They know what they need. Then let them work it for themselves. So there, again, the knowledge has to be given to all. But it was hidden by the tares, by those that thought themselves elevated, being given by God the God-given right to rule over others. And I said the greatest wickedness was they've created Golem out of something that had life. They killed the life in order to create a creature of dust that their will can rule over. And that is wicked. And they are the tares of this world. But I mean, really, the only way out for us is not to go up against them, but to become ourselves the correct thing. And then we must know, first of all, that we're loved. That is utterly important. A child needs to know that it is loved. Have the knowledge of right and wrong and know our boundaries. Again, that is what we teach our children, their boundaries. And then only use that knowledge as far as that. And then we will not fry. We should stay sane. Anyway, I leave it at that for today. And talk to you again soon. Bye.